Good afternoon. This is Angel with Crown My Aqua Heart Tarot, and I wanted to speak a little today about karmic interference. It's a very frustrating part of the twin flame journey, and especially if it is a romantic twin flame, and especially if it's one that you're meant to be together in the end with in this lifetime. The karmic interference is I don't even want to call them relationships because they're really more of an interference. They're an interference that's teaching one or both partners lessons that they need to learn so that they are better in their relationship that they're meant to be with, the one that is meant to be long lasting. And these karmic interferences, it's like sometimes they are very triggering. We need to learn to treat them more like what they are, in the sense of an interference. When they are karmics that we need to deal with on our side, we need to look at it as, okay, what is this triggering in me? What do I need to heal? And how can I work through that? When it's a karmic interference on our partner's side, we need to look at it as not another person that we're in competition with, because we're not really in competition with them. We are our person's counterpart. That person is a lesson, nothing more. And sometimes it's a lesson that that person isn't learning, so it'll keep coming back around, and it will trigger frustration because you're like, come on now, dude, or chick, whatever the situation is. We've been going through this loop for a while. Can you learn your lesson so we can move on our path? And, especially those of us who have an intertwined path with our twin flame where we're supposed to be doing actual work together, when we come together, there's a little more push from whichever side is a little more evolved, typically the divine feminine. But you're just like, I want to get to my purpose. I want to be working on my purpose. I want to have my ultimate partnership. And really, this would apply even probably in the sense of, even if you weren't romantic, if you were just like supposed to be partners on a joint mission. Because if the other person doesn't pull their weight and get up to speed, then you can't get started on the mission part together. You can start working on yourself, and you can, hold the space you need to for the friendship or the romance or whatever it is. But it can be very frustrating and triggering. And I've noticed with my twin, he doesn't seem to be learning this lesson, because this last lesson for him before we come together, for whatever it is, those wounds aren't healed, and he keeps going back to it. And it's starting to frustrate me because it's a weird feeling to be in a room where all of someone's attention is on you, but yet they're not with you. They're with somebody else. And they're literally ignoring the other person, but that's who they're with. It's a strange paradigm, and I'm learning slowly, but actually surely, to accept it, because that person is not who my person's meant to be with. My person's supposed to be learning a lesson. They're, lagging a little behind on it. I can accept that. We're all human. We learn at our own pace. We all have different lessons. I've decided that I'm just going to be in, and you can term it however is comfortable for you, my queen energy, my bad bitch energy, the energy where, yep, I'll hold space for you. I'll probably flirt with you. I'll give you attention. But you're not the only thing in my life. I've got a lot of other things going on. I'm going to work on making my abundance more concrete. I'm going to work on all the other aspects of my life. So basically, when my twin is ready, he can slide in like the key in the door and we'll be ready to go. I want to have myself as healed as I possibly can so that I'm not holding us up. And I don't really even think he's holding us up. Like, it's just my perception of it. It's taking him a little bit longer, and he's having to do this same karmic lesson a couple times with a couple different people. And it's just like, okay, dude, just accept and go. But, his life path's been different than mine. So he's learning at his pace. And I now feel solid in, I know he loves me down to the very depths of his soul. I can hold on to that and not have to strive so much. I don't need to strive for his attention because I already have his attention. I have his attention and I have his love. I'm not a couple with him yet, but it's going to happen at some point. So as much as I can release that and just let it go to my least favorite word, divine timing, it brings me peace and it makes me happier because I just focus on the things that are important. My peace of mind, my healing, my journey, and starting the path that we're both supposed to go down. I can start it without him, and we can develop it more when we get together. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that the twin flame journey sometimes puts us all in a twist because it's a very different paradigm than like just a normal, average, everyday relationship that you'd have with someone. A soulmate relationship, if it's a deep level or a high level one, could get you twisting in some of this weirdness because those high level relationships trigger and heal wounds and help you with certain lessons in life. So this could apply, to some of you out there with soulmate relationships also, because anything where we're learning and healing, if we're not learning that lesson and it has to come back a second, third, fourth, fifth time, it's frustrating for whoever our person is that's trying to be solid and wait for us or hold space for us. But there's also a lesson in that. There's a lesson in I'm a whole individual. Yes, I believe I'm meant to be with this person, and I've meant to be in a partnership, and in my case, I feel I'm meant to have children. But I am whole on my own, and he's working to be whole on his own. I can't be upset with him, or I'm working to not be upset with him. I should say, that his path is different. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make it better or worse. It just makes it different. And it's at a different pace. But the sooner that I'm able to accept that, the sooner I will be able to put some energy into some other areas of my life and just kind of let this be on the back burner. Because relationships can be very time consuming and energy consuming and everything, like basically resource consuming. They're worth it. I don't deny that, but I also know that we have to strive for balance, and balance is really good even when we're in a relationship. If we go into a relationship balanced or mostly balanced, it's going to make life so much easier. We're going to be able to work through our problems with each other because that's the important part. It really honestly does not matter if you're a twin flame, you're a soulmate, or you just met somebody that you really enjoy. You can make any relationship you choose to work out and last for the long term because it's about what you put into it and about changing the idea of expectations. You don't need to have a specific expectation in the sense of they need to do this thing a certain way. Expectations need to be a little, let's say, have like a softer boundary to them. Like, I expect my person, when we are a couple, to be loyal and to be honest and to be protective and hardworking, or whatever things matter to you. It doesn't matter how they do those things. And I think sometimes we get caught up in that. Like, if you're not protective in the way I want you to be protective, that doesn't mean you're not protective. That just means we have to meet in the middle on the communication portion, and you need to communicate. I am being protective of you. That is why I'm doing this. And I need to say, okay, I see your point of view, and I will try to remember that so that I don't get frustrated when you're not showing up in the exact way that I want, because it doesn't mean you're not showing up. I've learned a lot in the last few months because I believe I'm getting close to union with my person, and he's got like one or two or a few little lessons left, or one big lesson, or I don't know, but we're close. And it's taking a while on these last ones to get ironed out enough for us to come into union. And I still see him from time to time and talk to him from time to time. And the energetic connection I feel and the love I feel. But I'm living in a 3D universe, and I'm still not together in the 3D. So I still have a daily struggle. I'll admit that wholeheartedly, but I'm working through it. I just wanted to kind of post this so everybody would have like a little bit different perspective and kind of learn to maybe think about things from multiple perspectives, because I think it will ease a lot of our stress, and I think it will help us communicate with each other. So may you have a lovely weekend, and I hope this has been helpful.